What's up, you guys? It's your boy Chuckles here, back at it again. This week we're comparing two MP7s by Elite Force, the KWA and the VFC. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so here we are. We have two different but very much the same systems. This is the MP7 that's OEM'd by VFC. Now, the prime difference is that this is one-to-one with the real MP7. That's why it's designated the Navy, because it's the same one that the Navy would use. So that's cool. And then the KWA is smaller, you can tell, in comparison to size. It's about an inch shorter, smaller all around. This is size comparable to the Tokyo Marui size. So, very nice. Alright, so, going over a few more obvious differences. The KWA has a built-in grip. So you pull down on this little lever, it goes up. You can just pull it straight down, it's fine. Two rails on the side, rail up the top. 20 millimeter, perfectly fine for any accessories. Same thing with this. The 20 millimeter rails, all the same. A little bit larger, longer, so you can run a little bit, you have a little more leeway with what you put on and how much you put on. But rather than folding grip, it has a rail on the bottom, so you can put whatever kind of you want. We have a Hera grip from ASG. I just really like it. It feels very comfortable in the hand. Both of them, standard HK clips, so that you can run whatever kind of a sling you want. 2-point, single point, however you kind of want to do that. The hop-up systems to adjust are a little bit different. So on the VFC it says up, so you will apply hop by turning this wheel. Very nice. Don't need any extra tools. It's built into the system and it's sturdy, and firing it doesn't really move around very loosely once you kind of set it. It's not that loose. The KWA, it comes with an included tool that you have to put in, adjust, you have to pull it out, fire it, make sure, whereas you can just have it all ready to go on the VFC. Fantastic feature. Alright, so then we're going to talk about the iron sights that they both come with. They're both metal, so they're really durable. They're going to be able to perform and hold onto your gun very nicely. They both use Phillips head screws, so perfectly set. The KWA MP7 has white dot sights, which is absolutely fantastic, because if you're in the dark, or if you have anything, you'll be able to line up the picture a lot better and a lot more quickly, even if you're in the day. And then it flips up, very tiny peephole in the back, adjustable left to right. And the front, the front side you can adjust up and down. The VFC MP7 is still metal, still has the same style sight, except the issue is there's no white dots, so you really won't be able to, you might have a harder time lining it up unless you have a really good reflex on it. And then the rear sight's kind of more like a Knight's Armament style, almost in a way. It's adjustable for left and right, but not up and down. And then the front sight also is up and down, and that's pretty neat. Another difference that you kind of run into is the stocks are a little bit different. So obviously it's a little bit bigger because on the VFC, because it's a full size. But just hit the little latch, same on the other one. Comes out quite a bit, but this is actually a 3-position, so you can really fine-tune it to what you prefer. So you have the first position, which is closed, second position here, third position is there, so you get a little bit more. Actually, you could do 4 if you really wanted to. You could get a 4th one, which is kind of cool. And then you can't really, you'd have to pull them both up to pull it out if you wanted to just run it as is. But unless you wanted to run it as a pistol, that's how you could do that. KWA MP7, you can't do that. You only have 2 positions that you can really adjust to, which is closed and open. You have 3 different options with the VFC, and I like that. There's a lot more fine-tuning that you can get to something that is more comfortable for you. And that's what, having a gun that you like in Airsoft is all about, is finding the gun that's most comfortable for you. Internally, they have different performances. In order to adjust the FPS on this, you'd have to buy an end pass valve, and you'd have to put that, you'd have to pull it apart. So on the same for both of them, you pull the back pins out, you can pull the entire assembly out. It's a little bit more in depth, but you can really adjust your FPS. KWA, you have to pull out the 2 back pins, pull out the back, and you have to swap out. So this sling will be shooting, 370 or so, they say. So you need to spend the extra $40, and you need to get the CQB bolt or the low power bolt if you want to be able to use this indoors at sub 350. Let's talk about magazines. So, the Navy, a little bit larger, naturally, because it is the full size, so you can get a really nice positive grip on it. But, you have the follower, you have to pull it down, and you can put the BBs in through the feed lips, or you can do what I do, and you can just fill it up through down here, right where the follower is, which is fantastic because it's a pain to kind of do it always. If you've ever owned a gas blowback pistol, you know how much of a pain it is to kind of fill it up through the feed lips. You gotta line it up properly, you might break them. Now you can avoid that problem. Perfect. Boom. Now, KWA, smaller, still fits decently in your hand. A little bit of a nicer functionality because you can pull the follower down all the way and it will lock into place. That'll lock into place, so then you can just fill it up from the feed lips. You can't fill it up through here. But this is probably the easiest feed lip filling for any gas blowback magazine that I've ever had to deal with. And then once the magazine's full, there's a small button, and we'll probably have a close-up for you. You just press down, woo, and the follower goes right out. All right, you guys, enough talking. Let's take these over to the Corona booth and see what kind of results we can get out of these boys. The KWA MP7. Let's see how she does. That's right. On the blowback at least. That didn't lock back, but that's okay. VFC MP7. Maybe. Get that stock out. Oh! Ah. It's got some really nice kick. It's cranking a full auto. That was awesome. Very nice. Alright, you guys, so we did take these to the chrono. The VFC gave us a couple of weirder results. So within the first 5 shots after filling it up, it started at 370, dropped down to 360, 350, 340. And it dropped down, it evened out at about 330, 340. And so that'll stay pretty consistent after that, but leading up to that, there was just a really weird happening. And I wasn't really sure about it, it made me uncomfortable. I didn't know. I was like, oh wait, this is field legal. You can adjust the nozzle so you can get a higher FPS. So what that means is you'd have to get an M-Pass nozzle, you'd have to install that, but you can adjust the FPS. The lower you adjust the FPS, you will see a significant drop in your ability to fire on fully automatic, just because you're diverting the air rather than the barrel, you're putting it into the bolt so that it cycles faster, doesn't blow the bead. KWA MP7 was very consistent. First shots were 370, 380, but then it evened out 360, 370, so we won't be able to use those here. Spend the extra 35 or 38 bucks to buy the low power bolt. It's a quick change. You'll be shooting at about 320, 330 with that. All right, let's talk gas efficiency. So, obviously they're 2 different sized weapons, so you figure that a larger magazine would hold more gas, and you're pretty much right. So what we did is we filled them both with as much gas as possible. We loaded them up with BBs, and we shot very slowly, semi-auto, just shot. Didn't really let it cool down, but just enough that we wouldn't be rapid firing, so it wouldn't displace as much gas. So, the KWA, we got about 175 shots out of it. So you're looking at 4 magazines that you were able to get through without a refill, and at the end it kind of stopped. There wasn't enough gas to fully cycle. Whereas with the VFC, we got about 220 shots, and that was pretty incredible. And up until the end, it really had a solid kick. All right, so gas blowback SMGs. When you buy them, part of buying them is that you're buying it for the realism, the kick, the limited magazine capacity. That's what you're buying. They both have a decent kick on them. And they're very much fun, but the VFC definitely has more kick, and it held on much stronger until the end of its gas span. So if you want the more kick, I would definitely say go with the VFC. Alright, so when you buy the VFC MP7, this thing's field legal, it's ready to go, at the $300 retail price point, so you're not going to have to spend a lot more money, other than just on magazines, which are $10 more expensive than the KWA ones. The KWA doesn't shoot field legal, it shoots 360, 370, so you'll have to spend the extra $40, buy the bolt, and you'll have to change that out. This is more gas efficient. You'll see about 50 more shots out of your magazine, like I said, rather than the KWA. So it kind of balances each other out. So obviously it's whatever fits your price point and whatever you feel like is the best option for you. Alright you guys, so that's been a compare video on the VFC MP7 and the KW MP7. Hopefully you figured out which one is better for you. Leave it down in the comments which one you think is better. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, check out our podcast we got coming up this next Monday. Always having a good time. Got some good stuff coming up at you guys. And hopefully we'll see you this weekend. Have a good one.